I'm going to ask you about some of the new proposed NFL rule changes that are on the table right now. Because during your time playing, were there any rules you were just like, "Hey, man, I'm not cool with this. Can we just like get this out of here?" Or, "Hey, man, I really think we need to do this to change the game to make it better." What were rule changes like when you were playing the game? Were they
Yeah, so,
talked about a lot?
yeah, what they were always talked about, it was one of those things where who was gonna have the advantage, whether if you made a rule change in favor of the offense or
Mhm.
one in favor of the defense. But I think in terms of with the game and as it progresses, there's definitely things that they have to take into consideration. And so I think changing the game, changing the rules is something that is inevitable, but it should
Mhm.
be a part of the game.
I agree, and I know that you sustained an injury to your hip because of a horse collar tackle, and that's a perfect example of something that was taken out of the
Yes.
game and is much more beneficial to not only the game but obviously the players and their careers and how long they can play the game. So it's good to see that get out of here. All right, I'm going to throw these at you, Priest. You let me know if
Okay.
you would vote for these or against these. Okay, so
All right.
this is on the table, an onside kick alternative. The NFL is considering allowing teams to substitute an onside kick with a 4th and 13 play from that team's own 35-yard line.
All
So
right. So
instead of
what happens, Mark? Here. So do at 4th and 13. If you get the first down, you continue and you get another opportunity, another four downs.
yeah, let's say you're down by 7 points, 8 points, 6 points, whatever it is, and there's only a minute 20 left on the clock, and at the time of this taping, you got to go for an onside kick. That's your only option. It's your only hope of you getting that ball back. But now there's a proposal that says, "Hey, I'll tell you what, instead of going for the onside kick, we'll give you a 4th and 13 play from your own 35-yard line. And if you can get that first down, you keep the ball." What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's as a running back. I need another opportunity, another down. Give me another down. Give me another opportunity. So I think on the offensive side of the game, I think plenty of teams would definitely like that opportunity.
Mhm.
Instead of going for that onside kick, it'll give. I think the percentages will be much greater also. Of teams that would possibly get that fourth down. I mean, I know it's hard. 4th and 13 is still a
Yeah,
hard.
4th and 13's tough.
It's tough, very, very tough. But I think you would see a lot more excitement and a lot of different development of plays of how they could get that 13 yards.
And you got to think of this aspect of it too. If you don't get the first down, you're in way worse. You're in a worse
That's right.
position, right? As a team, because they could kick a field goal instantly, pretty much.
That's right.
So, yeah, so that's a tough call. But man, 4th and 13. Could you imagine a game, Priest, where we see a team just take advantage of this every single time and the other team never gets the ball? Let's say
Exactly.
you win the coin toss and just every play, you're just keeping the ball. You just keep the ball. The other offense never gets on the field. That
Yeah,
could
you got to
potentially
have
happen.
you've got to have offense that's really locked in. I said because just
Yeah.
the pressure of being backed up, also, and having that opportunity.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to this one. Replay expansion, okay? The league is looking to slowly expand the replay system to include more penalties, possibly including non-football penalties, okay? So things like roughing the passer. What do you think about non-football plays being part of replay? Do you think that's fair? I mean, it could be like a hold on the offensive line. It could be it could be
Yeah,
anything, anything.
yeah. I think in a game, I think you need to have some element of just excitement and things that that you can't always go back and take a look at. It just happens in the moment. I think if you can replay just about everything on the field, uh, that's going to work as a disadvantage, especially
Yeah,
to the offense.
yeah.
And possibly to the defense as well.
And the games would go from 3.5 hours to
That's
like
right.
6 hours if we're reviewing every play,
Yeah,
right?
more
So,
commercials, more advertisement sales. I
yeah.
think I think I see where they're headed.
This replay is sponsored by. All right, here we go. Eliminating the fumble rule. Okay, what I mean about this in particular is there's a pressure right now to change the rule where a ball that's fumbled out of the end zone just results in a touchback for the defense. Okay. What do you think of
Yeah.
that as a running back? How do you feel about that rule in general as it stands now? As yes, you fumbled the ball, but fumbling it out of the end zone, like why? Why do you lose the ball to begin with? It's just a fumble out of bounds, right?
Yeah, you would think it's just a fumble out of bounds, but anyway, that they can change the game up and just punish running backs. I mean, and obviously it could be a receiver, it could be a quarterback
Sure,
that actually can
sure.
have the same thing, but typically it'll be possibly a receiver or a running back. But when I hear the word fumble, man,
It hurts, right?
yeah, it hurts, and it hurts for the person that actually has to experience it as well.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna ask you this. I mean, there's never a good time to fumble, but do you remember a fumble that ended up playing in favor of you or your team? Like, oh my gosh, in the moment that fumble was awful, but it led to this. Maybe it led to a pick six or it led to a sack or a safety. Like, was there ever a good fumble that you experienced?
Yeah, I tell you, all the good fumbles are the ones where you have an offensive lineman jump on that ball for you
That's
before the
it. Okay.
defense jumps on it. That's always the
That's it.
advantage
That's
right
it.
there,
You
It
buying
doesn't
that
have to go
guy
for 6.
you
Yeah.
buying that guy steak dinner after that game?
You're doing something special for that lineman. You're doing something special for that guy.
Gotcha. Okay, one more I wanna throw at you here, pass interference penalty, and this is one that really irks me, Priest. The proposal exists to change defensive pass interference to a standard 15-yard penalty instead of a spot foul. So this eliminates all those, quarterbacks
Hail Mary.
airing it out, Hail Mary
That's right.
throw, pass interference. Oh my gosh, a 56-yard penalty, all of a sudden 1st and 10 in field goal range. How do you feel about pass interference going to a 15-yard penalty like it is in
You
college?
know, and I'm coming from the offensive side of the ball. So, of course, anything that can advance the ball the entire length of the field and you can get it off of a mistake off of the defense, we'll take it. But I think for all fairness, I think it should be something where it just goes to only 15 yards, regardless of the foul, is 15 yards. Because I think a lot of times offenses and receivers, man, they especially if it's the team that you don't want to win, and you have a situation where the team is down, there's no way they can come back from this, and then it's just a mistake of the defense where they're, what I mean, they're not mindful and they're actually, touching the player after so many yards, and so I think it would work advantage, and I think it'd be much fairness, I think, on the side of the ball.
I agree with you, and I'm going to throw this in here just to say it because this is the one thing that really bothers me. So if you're, say you're in the red zone and the defense gets a penalty, and say it's a 15-yard penalty, but you're already on the 8-yard line, so it's only half the distance to the goal, right? Why is it minimized to only half the distance when you should receive the maximum amount of yardage
Amount.
between you and the goal line of that 15 yards? So you should be right on the goal line if you're within 15 yards and there's a 15-yard penalty. Why did they cut this in half? What is that? That
I'm
bothers
not
me,
sure what
man.
look, I'm not sure what that is, but it has probably something to do with the statistics of, what can happen after that, that play is called. I don't know.
I
It's
guess.
just it's one of the things that you leave to the officials, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. It's like don't get a penalty within that range. I don't know. It feels like you're cheapening that penalty a little bit. It's kind of like the opposite of the pass interference for 56 yards. It's kind of interesting.
Breaking news from Bet365. New customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets. Win or lose. Sign up, place a bet for $5 and get $150 in bonus bets. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, player props, futures, and so much more.
Hey, do you have a gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER in Arizona, Colorado, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland, North Carolina, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Virginia. Or 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. 21 plus only, 18 plus in Kentucky. Please gamble responsibly. Must be present in Arizona, Colorado, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, and select parishes in Louisiana, Maryland, North Carolina, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Virginia. $10 minimum deposit required. Terms and conditions apply. In-app only.
This has been a Playmaker production.